America's been drinking beer from a company that doesn't even know which restroom to use. That's why I created Conservative Dad's Ultra Right 100% woke-free beer. As conservatives, we're constantly getting hit in the face, left and right, by the woke mind virus. But the last place we want it is in our beer. If you know which bathroom to use, you know what beer you should be drinking. Stop giving money to woke corporations that hate our values. And to the rest of you woke corporations, stay the away from our kids.
Buy yours online in 42 states at ultrarightbeer.com.
Tastes like freedom.
There's Seth Weathers pushing the Ultra Right beer, of course, in response to Bud Light. I mean, why lose an opportunity to not grift from your followers a little bit more? And by the way, have at it. But that ad is hilarious. You see him walking out of that public restroom. I guess what freedom is like is walking out of the bathroom, flush the toilet with your hands still filthy because he definitely didn't wash them coming out. That's what he's portraying.
He's holding a beer coming out of the bathroom. I have a lot of questions.
He has a hot dog and a beer leaving the bathroom. Yeah. America. Still. This is, of course, in response to Dylan Mulvaney and the partnership with Bud Light and how upset they are over this entire thing. And this is a little bit more of the business concept behind this ultra light beer. Go.
Thanks for that, Emerald. And just to be clear, I'm a co-founder. I could not have done this, especially in the amount of time that has happened here myself. So I don't want to try to take all the credit for crafting a beer alone. No, we had not started this prior, and it is in response to what Bud Light did. And conservatives have got to, we fund the people who then spend their money to sell propaganda to our children. And I no longer want people to spend their money with Bud Light because Bud Light is literally spreading evil propaganda to our children. So if you want to stop doing that, stop buying from companies like them. And I love to see an alternative to any type of product or business to these woke corporations. And there wasn't one in this case. And I happen to know someone that knew someone in a brewery, and it just kind of happened. It's been a wild week or so here of getting this process done. So I'm pretty excited. And it's time for people to say, we're not going to fund woke corporations that are funding the destruction of the next generation.
By the way, there's nothing wrong with him running this woke beer to get woke, unwoke people to go and drink it. It's 4% alcohol, so they're gonna have to have a whole bunch of it. I think that's part of the business behind this, though. One last party before you jump in here, guys, because they can't sell it in stores because multiple states have different rules and laws behind that. So he has to have it shipped around, and so this whole thing is looking to make sure they have this alternate reality. So if whatever aspect and percentage of the country likes woke, unwoke beer and unwoke cheese and unwoke burgers and unwoke everything else, have at it. This is a free country. But I assume, maybe I'm wrong, you'll find out that folks just want to get their normal things and honestly don't care about the beer that's indoctrinating children. Yes. So my last thought, this beer is indoctrinating children because, beer sells to children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't. First of all, the term woke corporation is in itself an oxymoron. Corporations don't care about woke; they care about their profits. And it's also funny to me how they kind of celebrate being woke free. It just means you're ignorant, bruh. Like, congratulations, I guess. I'm also confused how they're always railing against the left for embracing cancel culture and things like that. But every time the leftists suggest a boycott, it's usually on a company that is actively infringing on people's rights and liberties and, conducting business very poorly and inhumanely, which is way different from what Bud Light is doing. They're literally trying to be more inclusive, but, we're the ones who perpetuate cancel culture. But these conservative, that they're fighting for conservative values and they're horrible. It's one thing also to argue, for instance, that you don't agree with children taking hormones at a young age. That's an actual point that you can learn more about and that you can discuss with other people. But it's another thing entirely to say that a beer conglomerate who's just letting somebody who you don't like drink their beer goes against your values. That's just being hateful and oppressive because you're hateful and oppressive, and it's not saying a whole lot for your conservative values.
Well, they're telling on themselves. The conservative values is to hate certain folks, and then if they actually are put front and center, not even front and center. Again, I'd mentioned this before. I didn't know who Dylan Mulvaney was at all until the whole Bud Light outrage came. Not even the Bud Light partnership. The outrage came. I was like, oh, Dylan Mulvaney, never heard of her. So then it goes to this whole thing. So you're promoting her anyway. But yeah, the idea is to let everyone know, hey, if it's someone we don't like or we're uncomfortable with, then it's too woke for me. Cool. But just know that you're telling on yourselves, and that's
and by the way, this conservative beer is $35 for a 6-pack. I looked it up compared to what, like $7 or $8 for Bud Light. So I would love to side with them on, corporations versus small business on that whole discussion, but I feel like that's not a conversation that they're trying to have. And it's like what you said, they're well within their rights to boycott a product or brand that they don't want to support. I support their right to boycott. I just think that the things that they choose to boycott and why are very telling.
Yep, it's all about getting into office. This guy's a political consultant, advisor, and all this stuff. So that's what he's doing.
Yeah, he looks it.